scenario, we will create the YAML file. Okay. So first of all, we want to we will discuss registration scenario. Okay. So can anyone tell me whenever we want to register a student, what kind of detail we need?
Name, roll number, class,
Okay.
and
So that will be request data. Okay. So that request data will have name, role, and then third date or date of birth, DOB, address, so this will be request part. What other things will have? So whenever someone will register, they want some success response or they want some message. What happened with that? He is able to register successfully or not. Okay. So there will be response message. Okay. In response, it will be status code
200.
and
Status message.
yeah, status message. Okay. Name, role, date of birth, address. Yeah. So this one is request data, response message, and then we have. So whenever we are developing any API, okay, request and response will be two important thing. A part of that, we need data type. Okay, data type means this name will be what kind of data. This will be string data. This roll number will be integer. This date of birth will be again date format or in string, anything you can take. And then address will be string data. Okay, then status code will be integer. Then status message. Okay. Status message will be like registration completed successfully, like that. Okay. So this will be third thing we need to know, like request data, response message, and their data type. Apart of that, what other details we need?
Resource.
Resource detail. Yes, correct.
Why you put a status message completed success? It could be error also, right?
Status message. Yeah, this is just an example. This is one example. It can be completed successfully. It can be technical error or whatever, not completed successfully. Okay, this I took just a example, like this will be string. Okay. Third important, like fourth important point, resource details. So whenever we are developing any API, so we need to give the unique identifier for any resource. Okay, so that unique identifier we do provide using resource detail only. So in resource detail, generally what we do, we provide the URI. Okay, let's say we are doing the registration of the student. Okay, so what will be URI for this, or resource name? You can say resource name or URI. So here I am giving students, not student. So whenever we are giving the resource name, okay, resource name must be noun and it should be plural. Okay, this is as per API governance.
What's that, Ravi? Resource name should be noun.
And it should be plural.
It should be.
Plural, like students, class, or students, or you can say employees, like that. It should not be student only. It should not be like this. It should be students. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Inside resource detail only, we need to define method also. Okay. So whenever we are working on REST API, we have multiple methods. Get, post, put, patch, delete. Like that, we have multiple methods. Okay. So based on the functionality of the API, we should define the method. Okay. If we are retrieving any information. Okay. If our API is retrieving any information, then what will be method? Method will be get. Okay. So if you are developing any API which will retrieve the if we are developing any API which will retrieve the resource detail, then we will use the get method. Okay. Then we have post method. So post method, whenever we are creating any new resources, let's say we are creating the new student, then it will be post method. Get method, when we are retrieving the student information, we will use get method. And post method, when we are registering any new student, we will use post method. Then we have patch method. So patch method we use whenever we want to update the resource. Okay, so let's say we have one resource. That resource is already like existing, and we want to update some information, partially update. Let's say we have one student having registration number. We have any student with registration number REG 1001, and I want to update the address of that student. Okay, then we will use patch method. So we have get post patch and put. Okay, and let's delete also. So get post, everyone clear? Now in patch method, if we want to update any existing resource, let's say we have one resource and I want to update the date of birth of a student having registration number 1001, then we will use patch method. Put method we use, let's say we want to create any resource, and if that resource does, sorry, let's say we want to completely update any resource. Okay, and if that resource doesn't exist, we want to create new resource, then we use patch method. Sorry, put method. We are talking about this put method. Patch method we use for partially update. Put method, it will completely update the resource. And if that resource doesn't exist, it will create new resource.
Yes, sir. Put is like delete and post with the same ID, whatever we have.
Sorry.
Put is like deleting and posting again.
You can see. Yeah, you can see.
What is like if it exists, it will update. If it not exist, it will create a new resource. Whereas
Yes.
in post, it will just create a new resource.
Yes, in case of post, it will just create a new resource. In case of patch, it will just update the resource, existing resource. In case of put, it will it will update the resource. If resource is not there, it will create new resource. Okay, and then we have delete method if we want to delete any resource. Now you will say, if I have requirement of creating new resource, can I use get method or not? So technically it's possible. Then
Okay.
why we are using this kind of methods and what kind of definition we have defined, what is the purpose of that? So that is based on the API governance, means whenever you are developing any REST API, you need to follow some rule and regulation. It's not mandatory, but you should follow. Okay, let's say you are living in any society. So like in society, you will get many rule and regulation. It is not like you must need to follow, otherwise you will get penalty or you will get jail or something. Okay, that rule and regulation is created by mutual understanding to make your society well managed. correct? So same thing, we have this API governance in REST API. We should follow like means there are some rules is decided by like maybe some expert and all, okay, which everyone follow to make the API life easier. Okay, let's say someone is using post method to create new resource and someone is using get method or someone is using some random method name. Then it will create confusion for everyone. So they have defined some standards and everyone following that standard so everyone can understand each other easily. Otherwise, it will be difficult and confusing for everyone. Okay. So that is the purpose of this API governance. They have defined some set of rule which everyone do follow to make their life easier. Okay. So this part, I hope everyone good. So whenever you are so whenever you are working on any API, so few things you must need to know, that is resource detail, what method you will use. Okay, then request detail and their data type, response detail and their data type. A part of that, you also need to know what how you will secure your API. Okay, so security thing also we need to know that. Security for your API. Okay, so all this thing we need to define and we need to know to design any YAML file. Okay, so today what we will do, I will explain the some part of any point platform and we'll discuss about the design center. And in next class, we will design the YAML for this, what we have designed here. So we will put all this detail in YAML file. Okay. So first let's go through the AnyPoint platform and try to understand how and where we will create this YAML and all. Okay. So in AnyPoint platform, we have many capabilities. We have AnyPoint code builder. We have design center. We have exchange. We have AnyPoint studio, then management center. So AnyPoint code builder, like previously it was part of design center only, where we can design and develop any simple API. Like generally we used to develop POC kind of API there. But if you talk about real-time project, then we use AnyPoint studio only. Okay, but if you have any demo or anything, then you can use AnyPoint code builder. Second, we have design center. Okay, in design center, you can like create your YAML file. Okay, and you can create fragment also. So YAML file, like everyone know, like just now we discussed what structure and all we have. And okay, one important thing I missed to explain, like what is the purpose of YAML file? Can anyone tell me what is purpose of the YAML file?
Contract for API.
Sorry.
Like in SOAP we use WSDL, so same for REST APIs, right, Ramal?
Yeah, that
It
is
will
correct. But
it
what
will
is
provide the view of API. Like we can like with before
Structure of API.
before developing, we can like check like how API will behave.
Interface, right?
It's the
It is like
structure of API.
whatever methods we have used, they are giving proper response or not, and whatever security we have used, we can check that also. So in general, it will give the behavior of API without developing the API.
Yeah, so it tells the behavior of the API. Okay, so like let's take one real-time example only. We are developing our home. Okay, so what we do first, we create one design for our home, like we create the map of the home. Okay, which tells everything, like how many rooms will be there, how many window will be there, where we will get the front door, where we will get the back door. Okay, where we will put all the pillars and all. So everything we define in that map. Okay, and then we ask like we take approval from our municipality. Okay, once we get approval, then only we give the like physical structure of the map. Okay, same thing we do while developing the API also. So first thing what we do, we create the YAML file which tells the behavior of the API. What will be resource, what will be input, what will be output, what security schema we have applied. So all those behavior, YAML file will tell you all those behavior. And once that behavior will be approved by the business, then we go for development. Everyone clear on this part?
Yeah.
So YAML files tells the behavior of the API, same way how we create the map to explain the behavior of our house. And we do follow same process, like first we create the map, we take approval. Same way, first we create the YAML file and we take approval from business. Okay, so it tells the behavior which contains resource detail, request and response structure, their data type, everything. Okay, so where we will create this YAML, we will create on design center. Okay, so like either you can create scratch YAML from the scratch, or you can import also any existing YAML. So I will show you both the option, how you can import existing YAML or how to create YAML from scratch. Then we have Exchange. Exchange is a shared repository. Okay, where we keep or manage all the resources. So let's say in Mulesoft, we have many connectors, we have many YAMLs file, we have many POC project, everything like you can put inside the Exchange, and that Exchange will have two kind of thing. One is shared thing and one will be company specific. So you can like make it public also, or you can make it private also within the organization. So that kind of capability we have, and we use as a repository for MuleSoft resources. Okay, that is Exchange. Then Studio. we have already seen like this tool or ID we use for development purpose. And we have management center, which contains lots of capabilities where you can deploy your Mule application, you can monitor your Mule application, you can secure sensitive information, you can give permission to different users. So that kind of things we have inside management center that we will see. Okay, so today we are more focused on the design center. So let's go inside the design center. So here you can see we have a create option. So as I mentioned, you can create YAML file, you can create fragment, and you can import the existing resources also, existing YAML and fragment also. So here you can see import from file. What does it means? If you want to import any YAML file, existing YAML file and existing fragment, you can use this option. And if you want to create new YAML or fragment, then you will use new. For new YAML, you will use this one. For new fragment, you will use this one. Okay,
Here,
this
fragment
option.
means.
Okay, yeah. So like when you will create YAML, okay, within any organization, there will be like there will definitely there will be multiple YAML file. Okay, so for different experience API, for different system API, or you can say application, you will create different YAML file. Now you will feel that there are many things within those YAML file which is shared, which is common across the YAML file. Okay, so if you are defining those things within that YAML file, then every YAML file you need to define or you need to do repeated task. To avoid that repeated task, what you can do, whatever common things you have which you are using across the YAMLs, put inside the fragment and you can reuse wherever you want. Okay, so you are defining in one place and you are using at multiple places. For that purpose, we use fragment.
So fragment is similar to function. Um,
Function, you can say, you can correlate from function, but instead of saying function, you can say deployable archive, which you can use at multiple places.
okay.
Okay, you created something in one place and you are using wherever you want. Okay, that is fragment. Okay, we'll see. Fragment part will not see during this basic training. When we will start the real-time project, then I will explain and we'll do create also fragment. Here I will explain one very basic grammar. Okay, advanced part we will see during at the time of project.
What is this async API?
Yeah, so like previously this option was not there, but now you can create YAML for async uh, component also. Okay, so whenever you have any async API, okay, I'm not sure you people know about the synchronous API and asynchronous API. Okay,
Yeah. Mm.
so in synchronous API, what will happen? You will call that API and immediately you will get response from that API and then only you will continue rest of the task. But in asynchronous API, it's fire and forget. Like you will call the asynchronous flow and you will not wait for response. You will continue your execution and once you will get the response, then only then you will get the response also and you will keep doing the rest of the execution.
So here in the YAML, if we don't mention the request, then will it work like async, or I mean there would be something else in the new async API specification?
Sorry, I missed your question. Tell me again.
I'm saying that in the API specification that we create, right, RAML, in
Yes.
RAM, if we don't put the request there, response there, then will it behave like a async API only, or in new
No,
async
no,
API
no,
it's
no.
something different?
That is different thing. If you are not defining a response, that doesn't mean it will behave like async.
Okay.
Okay. So this part, I think we are good. An import file. Let me show you. I have already existing YAML file. So when you will click on that, then you need to give the project name. Let's say you are giving YAML name like this. Okay. And you need to select the location from you where you have YAML file. So this I have. Okay. And then click on import. So you can see we have imported the existing YAML file. So sometime it will be very rare scenario where you need to import the existing YAML file. But if you have such requirement, it's possible. Okay. Then go to Design Center again. And if you want to import the fragment file, only small change will be there. Sorry, in same only. So here you can select, you can see API specification. Instead of that, you need to select API specific fragment. Okay, instead of API specification fragment you will select. Okay, and then let's say common fragment. Okay, we'll select the file. We'll select, okay, you need to select the fragment file only. This is my fragment file. Okay, and then import. Okay, so I'm able to import the fragment file. So using this option, like you can create, like you can, like we have seen all three options. We have option to create the YAML file. We have option to create the fragment. We have option to create the YAML for async flow. And then we have option for import. Another option we have for syncing from GitHub repository. So far, I haven't used this option, and I'm not sure like when they need this. Maybe like if some project is moving from some other technology to Mulesoft, at that time you might need this.
Ravi, one doubt. If our means that Anypoint Studio will expire, means our trial version only 1 month, right? So these fragments or the rammed files also vanished, or how to
Sorry,
stop?
how it will vanish? Tell me again.
Means here Anypoint Studio only 1 month trial version, right? Means after that we need to create one more account.
Yes.
So we need to export those previous files.
Okay. No, actually RAML will be still there. Okay. Only thing that trial version is not about the RAML file. Trial version is about the runtime manager. Okay.
Okay.
So in runtime manager, you will get a platform where you can deploy your Mule application. Okay. So if you want to continue your runtime manager more than 1 month, where you can continue where you are deploying your Mule application, then you need to go for license version. But only for study purpose, yeah, you can use multiple account with same email ID. So once your account got expired, same piece of code you need to deploy on new account, new runtime manager. But RAML still you will able to see and you will able to use that RAML in your previous account. Only whatever code you have deployed inside the runtime manager, that code you will not able to redeploy. Is it clear?
Okay. Okay. Means we can export from this studio. That new, which one is created new one, we can import on that one. That means those rammed files.
Yes.
Okay. Means the path and those things are will change, right? Means the previous one and new one.
Path for what? Like for means you are saying which path?
Means in the fragments we can, means one path will generated it automatically. So those are will
Yeah,
be
those
changed.
path. Yeah, if you are importing from one place to another place, we need to do that kind. So that we will see during real time project, that part we need to change.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Ravi, you mentioned experience and process and layer or something. So it is used in this RAML, or like what is it all about actually?
Sorry, I didn't got your question. Tell me again.
You were mentioning something about experience layer or process layer something. So
No,
I'm
that
not sure.
but forgot that part. Actually, we are not discussing those things at this moment. We will come to that API led architecture, but we haven't started yet.
Oh,
Okay, so in next class, like we will continue on this RAML part. We'll complete this RAML part also. So I will show you how to create basic RAML file. Okay. And advanced part we will see at the time of real time project. Okay. So tomorrow we will create the RAML file for this student, what we created. And you people also will do similar kind of RAML as a assignment. Okay, then let's connect tomorrow on same time, like 7:30 a.m. and we'll continue on this.
Ravi,
Yes.
how many more basic training classes are there before the project starts?